guys, it's me, your girl, your favorite chocolate honey bunny, Candy Girl CC, and I'm back in the building for another fun and interesting and resourceful video to add to my channel. First, I feel the need to do a little bit of a disclaimer about my channel. I have to admit, I haven't been very consistent on my YouTube channel. I post maybe 2 to 3 videos a year, but this is the end of 2017, the beginning of 2018, and I told myself this year I'm gonna put a lot more time, a lot more videos, a lot more focus into my YouTube channel because I enjoy making videos, I enjoy connecting with you guys, and of course it's a way to make some great extra money. So today's video is brought on by the fact that I'm vacationing in beautiful Bodega Bay with my family here at a lovely beach house. And when I was taking a look at the scenery, I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna pass up on this good lighting. I'm gonna do a video today. So here we have it. A lot of my videos I tend to do about whatever's really going on in my life. So this video, basically, if you read the title, is about me buying a house. So I decided maybe about 3 months ago that I was gonna buy a house, particularly a condo, because I don't want to worry about a lot of other things that have to come along with owning a house itself. So I'm gonna buy a condo, and I just wanted to share with you guys some of the things I did to get myself ready in order to do so. So first of all, let me say that I am no way an expert. I have barely been doing this for, like I said, the last 4 months, particularly like really searching for a home. And I'm not an expert, but you don't have to be an expert to share your experiences with people. So I would have found it really helpful. I didn't even look on YouTube to see if anybody had any tips on buying a home, but I feel like it's something that would be helpful to others who may be in the same situation as myself. So let's just jump right in. The reasons for me starting to look for a home, number one, honestly, my main reason, number one, I won't call it my main reason, but I'll say my first reason is because I do have a roommate. I live in the Bay Area. If you guys don't know, it's extremely expensive out here. And of course, it's convenient and cheaper to have a roommate and have someone to split your costs with. So I do have a roommate. I'm also in a relationship, and unfortunately, my boyfriend and my roommate do not get along. So they are like constantly getting into a little bickering and fighting, and it's kind of putting a damper on both my relationship, on my friendship. So at that point is when I actually decided that I was going to try to find you know, somewhere else to move to, because I just didn't want to lose my friend. And again, of course, I can't lose my honey bunny. So that is one of my main fuels and fires to deciding to move and buy a home. Another one is I'm getting pretty close to wanting to have a baby. So I'm trying to prepare myself within the next 1 to 2 years to have a little one. I'm trying to be here with a bun in the oven, you know what I'm saying? So where I live now, I really don't have the space for a baby's room. I don't have space to store all the stuff that comes along with it. And I honestly, to keep it real, I'm gonna keep it 100. Like, I live lightweight in the hood, and I don't really want to raise my baby. I want to raise my child somewhere where, like, I was raised. I was raised in the suburbs. I want to raise my child somewhere where I don't have to worry about them getting shot. I don't have to worry about the quality of the schools. So with that in mind, that is something else that decided for me to move and to buy a house. Also, as I'm starting to get my ducks in a row, I'm realizing it's time to put more money into investments. I do invest stock through my 401k, and you know, and I have some businesses and things like that, but I want to kind of get into real estate a little bit more. And owning a home is a great investment. If anybody knows, I mean, you can later use it as rental property, or you can start off as rental property if that's something that you want to do. You can use it as rental property. There's always, after you pay down on your house, or if the value increases in your area, you can always gain equity in your house. And with equity, it's pretty much you can take money out of the value, the extra value of your home. Say you purchased your home for $100,000 and it's worth $150,000. You have that $50,000 in equity. You can take that out and do whatever you want with it. You can buy another property. You can go shopping, which, you know, is great, but it's probably not recommended. You can, buy cars, houses, or just use it as like maybe a reserve just in case anything happens. So that's another thing. Another way to make money by owning a house is just plain cash sales. You buy your house, you pay down on it. Like I said, it's worth $100,000. 5 years later, it's worth $250,000. You sell it, you bank that $150,000. Bam, quick come up, right? So these are some of the great things about actually investing in a property and owning a home that kind of also fueled my fire. So what I did to get ready, and to be honest, when I was doing some of these steps, I didn't have in mind exactly that I wanted to buy a home, but I know that they were things that I needed to do. So one thing that really helped me put me in the position where I'm ready to buy a home now is, of course, everybody should know, I got my credit together. So about 4 years ago, my credit was at a 400. Oh my God, yes. School loans that I wasn't paying on. I was letting my cars get repossessed when I was younger. I was just a hot ass mess. Wasn't paying bills, just a hot ass mess. So as I got older, I was like, okay, I need to do stuff now. I need to be able to get apartments. I need to be able to get credit cards and all this stuff, which I never really focused on because I was so busy living with my parents or living with friends or whatever. And now I'm like, I need to do this on my own. I need to do this on my own. So I got my credit together. And I'm not going to go into all the details of what I did to get my credit together, because I feel like that should be like a whole separate video, because it's really detailed and there's just so many different things that you can do. But I can tell you a couple of the main things that I did. Number one, and the biggest help, honestly, was I used a credit repair company. So the credit repair company, it disputed a lot of stuff on my credit report for me. It put out some goodwill intervention letters, and it basically monitored my credit. And it's something I paid monthly. I started off paying like $100 a month, and which was, it's a fairly healthy little bill. And then after some time, after I had been with them a while, and I told them, look, you guys did really well. I don't need the full services. They let me just do it down to $25 a month. And I've probably been paying like $25 a month for them to continue working on my case for maybe like the last 2 years. So it helped me tremendously. And when I say that shit helped me tremendously. In the very first 6 months that I did the credit repair company, I jumped from a 400 to a 600. Now, 600 is still struggling in the credit score bar, but I mean, it's a good start, right? I mean, 200 points in 6 months. It might have even been shorter than that, to be honest. It might not have even been 6 months, but I can't quite remember because, like I said, it was like 4 or 5 years ago. But so it jumped me a lot. So that is one thing I definitely recommend to people who don't have the time or the know-how to do it themselves, because disputes are something you can do yourself, but I'm not into that type of stuff, and I don't have that kind of time, so I just pay somebody to do it. So definitely I would recommend a credit repair company, just to keep it simple. Another thing that I did was I got a credit card, and honestly, I didn't manage my credit card the way that you should to really improve your credit, but the fact that I added some positive accounts and that I paid it every month without fail, unless like something like out of the water happened, really also helped to build my credit standing too. So I got one credit card maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and then I got another one maybe another 2 years after that, and that really helped to build my credit as well. The final thing that I did to build my credit was I paid my bills. And I know people are like, oh, duh, like, what do you mean? You're going to tell me to pay my bills? Yeah, pay your bills. I mean, some people are like, oh, if it goes to collections, they can already keep it because it's like, I'm already in collections, there's no point in paying it. No, people in collections are the people who actually affect your credit. They are the ones who make reports to the credit agencies, letting them know when you paid or when you didn't pay. And if you don't pay, they continue to drag you down. So if anything, and this is so crazy, pay them $5 a month. Pay all your bills. If you don't want to do anything, pay your bills $5 a month. And I swear, I have a bill that it's so stupid. I feel stupid. It's like under $100. I pay these people like $5, $10, and my credit actually jumps a point every time I pay them. So I'm like, okay, this is stupid. I need to pay them off. But while I was paying a whole lot of other things, and they may not have been a priority because it wasn't a really important bill, just paying them that $5 to $10 a month really helps. So that's my final credit tip for this portion of the video, is just to pay your bills in some form or fashion. Just pay a little bit on all your bills. I'm gonna keep it real. If it's not on my credit part, it's not a priority for me. So I'm really like, which might be a little cheat, it might be a little contradictory to what I'm saying, but I prioritize by what's on my credit report. So if it's on my credit report, it's gonna get paid first, and then if it's not, then it gets paid later. But if you pay everything and make some kind of effort, that's what keeps things from going on your credit report. So yeah, tip number one, or the thing, not tip, but the first thing I did to get ready was pay my credit report. Second thing that I did to get myself ready, and like I said, when I was doing these things, I didn't have exactly in mind like, oh, I'm doing this because I want to buy a house. I just know that these are things that I needed to do that would be beneficial to me, and then all together they culminated to me being able to buy a house in the end because I did do them. So the second thing that's really important is, of course, saving your money. So there are a lot of things involved in buying a home. I'm not going to go into detail because, again, that could be a whole separate video of buying a house, but just to give you a quick rundown, it's the down payment, which is how much you want to put down on your house, or like a deposit sort of, and it's good because the more down payment you put, the less your monthly payments will be. So it's always good to have a substantial down payment. There are closing costs, which were all the costs to finalize you buying a house, and that's at the back end. Typically closing costs are like 2.5%. Down payments can be whatever you want to be. If you want to put 30,000 down, if you want to put 10,000 down, if you want to be like me and put nothing down because you found a program, you can do that as well too. So down payments, closing costs. There's other things like house appraisals. You may want to get your house appraised to see if it's in good condition, if there's anything like the roof or the foundation that needs to fix, and to find out these things before you buy the home so that you can let the owner or the person that you're buying from know that, look, this is acceptable, I'll take it, or no, you need to fix this, or no, you need to fix that, or this is some bullshit, I don't got time, I'm not taking this house. So it's always good to get an appraisal. You don't have to get an appraisal. What I'm learning is you can, the person who's selling the home oftentimes gets their home appraised, and if you read over everything and you're comfortable with this person and the appraiser that they use, you can just go with their appraiser. So that's kind of something you don't have to do. Those are the main things that you have to worry about: the down payment, the closing costs, appraisals, and such like that. Home insurance is another one that you're going to have to pay for. I forgot the terms. Like I said, I'm not going to go into detail because that's another video. Forgot the terms of how much you have to spend in order to have homeowners insurance. But that's something that is also a plus to have. Of course, it protects you if anything goes wrong in the home. It can be fixed and it doesn't have to cost you an arm and a leg. So the way that I saved, for me, because money runs through my hand like water. Like, I am not the best person at saving money. I can save cash pretty good. I can put it away and then I can like not think about it. But I really can't save money in my bank account because I just like swipe. So that's something I have to learn how to teach myself a little bit better how to do. But one way, the main way that I save money for those who have jobs or whatever is through a 401k. So I saved a fair amount of money, enough for actually a down payment, and to take care of my closing costs within about 4 years just through my 401k. And 401k is something offered through your job. It's like a retirement savings program where they take your money. Most companies will match you a certain percent. So say you put in $10, they may match you 6%. So they'll match you, what's that? I don't know the math. What's that, 60 cents? So they'll match you 60 cents. They'll give you, which is free money that you can bank on. They'll match you, and then it's also invested into different stocks like that. And so you'll see a return based on how your stocks do year over year. So I saved pretty much all the money that I'm going to use to buy my house through that. The only thing that I'm going to say about 401ks is that they only allow you to take out a certain amount of money, for people who don't know, a certain amount of money for certain things. So you can take out you can take out money to buy your primary residence, which would be like purchasing a home. You can do that. And you can also take out money for hardships, which would be like medical bills, maybe school in some cases. I'd have to double check on that, but things like that. But they don't let you take out the full amount. So say, for instance, you saved $30,000 in your 401k, you may only be able to take out $15,000 for your primary residence, or you may be able to take $20,000 out for hardship withdrawal. So that's something to keep in mind, that even though you may have saved and you may have earned $50,000, you might not be able to spend all of that. So with that in mind, it may be good to have like a little lump cash, a little cash lump on the side. And of course, if you get taxes, then bam, just save your tax money. Just put it right in the bank. Don't even think about it. And that's another good way to do it. So after I got my credit together, after I had saved a fair amount of money, and after I was in the mindset that, okay, I'm gonna buy a house, then I started doing my research. So my research actually started off kind of funny, because what I was doing was looking for apartments, because I was like, okay, I have to move. They're not getting along. I want to have a baby. I need at least 2 bedrooms to myself. I got to do some research. So I started looking around on a lot of different like income-based housing. And for me, because I have no children, and just in general, I couldn't qualify for anything. I basically made too much money. So I was getting frustrated. I was like, fuck, I can't get into this one. I can't get into this one. I can't get into this one. I like met no requirements for nothing in my, and I told you, I must have looked like at least 20 to 30 different complexes in the area, and I could not qualify for anything. So while I was looking, I came across one income-based apartment. In addition to offering the income-based apartments, they had a first-time homebuyer program, and I'm like, maybe I should buy a house. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I should buy a house. I mean, there's a lot of good benefits that come with buying a house. So like I discussed earlier in the video. So I was like, I'm gonna take a look at it. So I forgot the name of the company that I started with. I think it's CHDCR, and it's here in Contra Costa County. And they offer like a first-time home buyer education course. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna take the course. I was like, if anything, if I'm not ready to do it now, at least it'll prepare me within a year or two, and then my boyfriend's gonna have to suffer, my roommate's gonna have to suffer, but in a year or two, I can get ready. So I took the first time home, there was like an orientation I went to. They asked you all this and collected all this information. And then they gave me a class. There's an 8-hour class. I think it's through HUD. I'm not sure. But they basically give you, it was a nice teacher. He was really nice. I forgot his name. They go over this entire thick book. This is, what is this? Realizing the American Dream, a manual for home buyers. So they gave me this thick book that has all this information about what it is to own a home, and they went through it with me in class. So that was very helpful. That's how I learned everything about what it is to buy a house. And unfortunately, even though it's a nonprofit organization, the class wasn't free. The class did cost me $150. But in the grand scheme of things, that's nothing compared to having knowledge and, you know what I'm saying, a foundation about something that you're really interested in and that you're really trying to pursue. So I paid the $150. I was like, fine, you know, whatever. I'll take it. And the thing about the class that was also cool was a lot of the programs that help finance first-time homebuyers may require that you have taken some kind of education course before they'll give you any funds. So that was another plus. I was like, okay, if I can qualify for this or that, as long as I have this class, then it's like just one of the steps that I have to take. So I took the class. So I'm not gonna go into too much depth about the nonprofit. It was cool. They offered me the class, and they offered a lot of other services like credit repair counseling and financial counseling and all these other things, which is really cool. One thing I'm gonna say is when you use, like, I don't know if it's a government agency or what, if you use like nonprofits, government agencies, is that there's like a lot of other people who are also trying to get these free services. So a lot of times they kind of push you to the back burner. If there's other things going on, you may not get that forefront attention and immediate response and communication that you may want, because it is something that a lot of other people are trying to pursue. And I can understand, you're doing this for free, you're helping people out, you guys are probably really busy. So I kind of left the nonprofit alone after I did the education course, because I kind of went down my own path. And telling my mom that I wanted to buy a house, she basically recommended the same lender that helped her buy her first house. And so that's how I got my lender. So yeah, the next step that I did was I got a lender. I don't know how you can decide how you want to find yourself a lender. You could do word of mouth. You could just go to major companies. Like almost every major bank will offer you a mortgage loan, and you can get a mortgage loan with them. There's also side mortgage companies. What I found is that the side mortgage companies are not as stringent. Like I was going to go through, I also tried to go through Wells Fargo, and unfortunately through them, I didn't qualify. I wasn't able to get a pre-approval because it's like my debt to income ratio is really high, because I have college debt and I have some medical bills and other things that pushed it up there. So they were like, they didn't give me approval. The downside is that is they had a program called the Neighborhood Lift program, where they were offering like $30,000 free down payment if you were able to qualify. So I was like, oop, I need to get this money, but I couldn't get this money. So I went through the lender that my mom recommended, and the lender's name is actually Got Mortgage. Really nice people that I'm working with, and they approved me. They gave me a pre-approval. So they pre-approved me for an amount, and it was actually a perfect amount, because after thinking about it some and saying, what kind of house should I buy? Where should I buy? I decided that I want to do a condo. And even though a condo may have some additional fees that you might not have in a house, like I said, it is less work. I don't have to worry about the roof. I don't have to worry about the exterior. A lot of times you don't have to worry about the gardening. And so I'm like, I just want somewhere cute to live. I don't want to like be putting in work yet. I'm not at that phase in my life where I want to actually like do work on a house. So I just want somewhere cute to live. So I decided to go with the condo, and the lender approved me an amount where I can get a condo in some nice areas. So after you get your pre-approval, I mean, like I said, none of these steps have to be done at the same time, but this is the way that I did it. After I got my pre-approval, I found an agent. The lender was really nice. That lender is actually in Southern California. Again, I live here in the Bay Area. So they were going to recommend me an agent, but the agent was in San Jose. So I was like, I kind of want somebody who is familiar with the area, that lives close, easy for me to meet, and that, if anything goes wrong, I can always keep them in my reach, okay? Because they're like responsible for my housing destiny here. I need them close to me. So again, I went through a recommendation for my mom for a real estate agent that she'd known for some time. She hadn't exactly worked with him, but it was a close friend of hers. He was really nice. And although he didn't want to work with me when I told him my situation, because like my budget was probably too small for him, to keep it real, but hey, I'm not mad at you. He recommended me to someone in the same office who's really nice. She's a really sweet lady. She tries really hard, and she's willing to work with me. She understands my budget. She understands my style. We talked about how many bedrooms I want, what I want, where I want, and she's working with me. So bam, I have an agent now. So that's a great step to do. After you find your lender, after your credit's together, after you save your money, you got to get an agent, and they're going to help you find your home. So after I got my agent is when I started shopping for homes, and this is the fun part. So there's a few different things that I do to shop for my homes now, and I'm still in the process of doing it. So if anybody has any recommendations of some great places or some great ways to find a different home to move into, or to find a condo that would be great, please let me know. So I'm looking at word of mouth. I'm going by what a lot of my coworkers say. Oh, I live in this area and there's a lot of condos. Oh, they're selling houses. My main thing I do, though, is I look at apps. So the apps I use are Zillow and Trulia. And I'm pretty sure they have websites, Zillow.com, Trulia.com. And I have saved the specifications that I want. So I have my price range saved. I have the number of bathrooms, the number of bedrooms, and some of them let you choose, like if you want swimming pools, if you want washer and dryer, all this different kind of stuff. And you can set your preferences in the app. And anytime one of the homes pop up that meets your preferences, whether it's price or whatever, it'll pop up. It'll send you an email. It'll send you a notification on your app, and you can check out the property. So I've only been to 2 houses so far because I'm like really picky. I technically don't want to do any remodeling if I don't have to. So I'm kind of looking for stuff that's already been remodeled. I'm looking for certain areas here in the Bay Area because the Bay Area is dumb expensive. This shit has gotten so out of hand, it's ridiculous, which is again another reason for me buying a house is because I want stable rent. I don't have to worry about paying 1,500 and then later paying 3,500 because I've been staying in the same apartment for so long. I don't want those kind of drama. I don't want that kind of drama. So I just lost my train of thought. Anyway, damn, I forgot what I was talking about. So rewind. Bloop. I remember what I was talking about, shopping for home. So like I was saying, I use word of mouth. I use apps like Trulia and Zillow. I also use Craigslist. So every once in a while, I'll get on Craigslist. I have the same thing set up as far as my specifications. And I look and shop on homes based on my price range and area. And I check out homes that way. I feel like Craigslist isn't... You have to filter through a lot of garbage sometimes. Like it brings up a lot of stuff that's not really what you want. So it's not my main thing, but sometimes you may catch something that's not on these other websites. Also, my agent has, through her company, I believe she works with Berkshire Hathaway, she has her own like internal website where I can go in and look at properties that way. And that one's cool because sometimes stuff is up before it's on Trulia and it's on Zillow. So that's it. I'm going to wrap this one up. This has been fun for me and hopefully helpful for you guys and letting you know that yes, I'm at this point in my life. I feel like such an adult now. I'm buying a home and this is what I did. So if there's anything else that I can do or if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the box below. Let me know and I promise I will answer you. Based on how this video went, I may do some spin-off videos because a lot of this stuff is really detailed and I'm just barely scratching the surface of some of this stuff and you guys may be interested. If there's anything that I've said I'll do a video for and you really want to see it happen, go ahead. And of course, please like and subscribe to my channel because I would be nothing without you guys, okay? So thank you. Bye. It's your girl, Candy Girl CC. Happy holidays, everybody. Happy New Year. What's up, 2018? We coming busting this year, baby. Busting, 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 busting. Okay? Bye.